Hey everyone, welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm your host, Ashley Mova, and this is our daily show giving you all the latest news from the world of movies with insight into what it all means. Joining me today is the Associate Editor of AMC Movie News, the lovely Amirose.
Hey there, happy Friday.
Yeah. And also joining us today is Trey Alexander from Fandango.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me again.
New images have been released from the Nicholas Winding Refn drama Only God Forgives. The film stars Ryan Gosling as an exiled man who runs a Thai boxing club as a front for an illegal family business. He finds out his brother has been killed and his mother, played by Kristen Scott Thomas, demands that he takes revenge, an act that will cost him dearly. Amirose, are you looking forward to Only God Forgives?
I am so excited for this movie. I loved Drive. It was one of my favorite films in the last few years. And Refn and Gosling worked amazingly well together on it. He is such a stylistic director with a lot of depth, and his shots are so calculated, and I think all the pictures look really, really badass. Gosling all covered in black and blue bruises and like his boxing front, and Kristen Scott Thomas is a great actress, so I'm really excited about this movie.
And I like the idea of Kristen Scott Thomas kind of playing a little bit of a femme fatale in a way. You know what I mean? This is a way against type for her, so I'm excited to see kind of what she's going to bring to the table. But I'm stoked. It's going to be down and dirty, and I love that about this movie.
Yes, and that's what Refn's so good at. Like, I want more from him, but he's so calculated, and he only picks a couple projects every so years because he puts so much love and just, he's such an eye for great shots. So I'm really excited about this. And Gosling is one of the best actors out there right now doing good things.
Yeah, they do definitely make a great team.
Gary Oldman has just signed on to join Tom Hardy and Noomi Rapace in Daniel Espinosa's Child 44. The Tom Rob Smith novel revolves around a 1950s Soviet military policeman who finds himself the target of his own government's suspicion while investigating a series of child murders. Rapace will play Hardy's wife, and Oldman is set to play the head of the police force that starts investigating Hardy. Trey, are you looking forward to Child 44, and do you think Oldman is a good addition?
Okay, I'm going to start with Oldman first. Gary can do no wrong in my mind. I mean, I love Gary Oldman. Everything he does, he tears it apart. I just hope that this particular character that he's playing is more of, let's say, what he did in The Professional as opposed to what he did in Batman. Okay, I want something a little more grittier. And
you didn't like him in Batman.
I loved him in Batman, but he was very, kind of like, he was cool and smooth. I want somebody that's got some damage on him.
All right,
the guy in The Professional was damaged.
Yeah.
I couldn't take my eyes off the guy. So I would like to see that, but I'm stoked that Gary Oldman is in the movie because I think he's just going to add that much level to it. Now, the story is fascinating. This is a fascinating story because it's based on a true killer back in the day, back in the Stalin times, and this guy killed in true life. He killed 53 people. At least he admitted to that, and they ended up finding him and executing him back in the 90s. So he was around for a long time. So I'm really fascinated. I think this is going to be a great movie. It was a great novel, so I'm excited.
Agreed. Yeah, Gary Oldman, same. He can do no wrong to me. He's so talented. He's so multifaceted, and I mean, he's just so great. Tom Hardy's another great actor. Noomi Rapace. I'm glad that she's popping up in a more, American films because she's really, really talented. I mean, we obviously first introduced her in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the Swedish version.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Fincher, I thought the Swedish version was even better.
Me too.
Yep.
Yep. Hands down.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And I love Fincher, and he's got an amazing eye. But yeah, I think she's really talented. And I'm a history buff, so I love films that deal with a big part in history that we all know, but we haven't seen the details behind the scenes like this. And I haven't read the book, but I heard it's really good. So I'm really excited about it. All right, guys, now we've reached the buy or sell segment. Miss Ashley is going to read a couple quick topics, and we're simply going to say if we buy or sell it. Ashley, what you got?
Arrow Stephen Amell may take a break from playing a hooded superhero to star as Christian Grey in E.L. James's 50 Shades of Grey. On the possibility, Amell said, "I get questions about Christian Grey all the time. That project is a long way off. I know this because I had a meeting about it. A long way off, I mean not that long, but not close. I wouldn't call it long, but I wouldn't call it close." Amirose, buy or sell Stephen Amell playing Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey?
I'm gonna sell this because I don't think a movie should be made about this book. Like, Steven is hot, so if someone is going to, and he's great as Arrow, so if someone is gonna play Christian Grey, sure. But this book it's awful writing. It's awful. And if you just want a sexy, steaming thriller, go watch porn. Sorry, but no, this is not a movie that should be made.
Didn't they do this movie? It was called 9.5 Weeks, and it starred Kim Basinger. You know, I mean, that's really what it is. It's just, you know, it's vignettes, it's fantasy. You know, there are a lot of movies that have been done like this. This is just one of those books that's kind of hit a nerve.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So did you sell?
Oh, I sold. I sold before they even started talking movie. I'd sold this. It's done. No.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could be getting his own Fast and Furious spinoff. In a recent interview, Johnson stated, "It could arrive possibly after this one or the next one, possibly. I'm not quite too sure. I know that's the goal and we continue to build that character and have him take shape. But yes, I can't wait. Trey, buy or sell a Johnson starring Fast and the Furious movie?"
I'm going to sell. And the reason is look, I'm a huge fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. I've loved them all. But the reason that we tune in and watch this movie is because of Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and that cast of characters. That crew. They're fun. They bicker. You know, there's so many different dynamics to it. And The Rock's character, you can keep building it, but how many stories is it going to take to build it up to the point where we really give it crap? You know? I mean, I like him as a dynamic in there, but I don't buy it as a spinoff. No way. I sell.
Agreed. Sell. I mean, I love The Rock. We talk about him a lot on the show. He's super charismatic and fun, and he's a great action star. But, you know, Paul Walker's an awful actor, but this is his franchise, you know? And, like, Vinny, I mean, he's great. So I completely agree. You don't watch these movies because you think there's going to be a lot of depth. There's hot women, fast cars, fun times, clever one-liners. That's why. And I don't really think focusing on the cop here is the way to go.
Unless they pull something out of their butts. It's like it goes, oh my God, what a great idea. But
and it'll still make a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We'll go. We'll see it, I guess.
Some new pictures have been released for the magic-heist film Now You See Me, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, Isla Fisher, Woody Harrelson, Melanie Laurent, Morgan Freeman, and Dave Franco. The synopsis for the film reads, an elite FBI squad in a cat and mouse game against the Four Horsemen, a super team of the world's greatest illusionists. The Four Horsemen pull off a series of daring heists against corrupt business leaders during their performance, showering the stolen profits on their audience while staying one step ahead of the law. Amirose, based off these pictures and what you've heard about the movie, buy or sell Now You See Me?
Buy! I'm so excited for this movie. Not only do I love magic and heist, but the cast is fantastic, specifically Melanie Laurent. She was amazing in Inglourious Bastards, and I haven't seen her really since, and it's time. She is not only beautiful, but a very talented actress, so I'm really excited about this. And the whole cast is great. Jesse Eisenberg, it will be cool to see him in a role with a little more depth, kind of like Social Network, where he's like super sarcastic, and Isla Fisher's hot, so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I buy this too, man. I cannot wait. Great cast. I love illusions, and it's kind of cool when you're going to take a heist. Remember like Thomas Crown Affair, you know, just that kind of just like craziness where the cops are always like one step behind.
Yes.
So I like that. And now you're going to take the illusion part of it, you know, which I loved from The Illusionist and Prestige, and you're going to tie it in with a caper. You know, I'm in, man.
Yes.
I buy. I can't wait.
Me
really.
too.
Stoked.
So now, by popular demand, the mailbag portion. User submitted questions. What we got, Ashley?
James Abell writes, I've been watching the show for a while and love it. Keep up the great job. The question I have for you is, if you grew up during the 1990s, one of the most original and best animated series on TV was Animaniacs. When Animaniacs was released to DVD for the first time, it became the fastest-selling animation DVD sets that Warner Home Video ever put out. Do you think Steven Spielberg or Tom Ruegger will decide to make an animated or live-action movie of Animaniacs for the theaters?
Great question, James. Thank you for it. I loved the Animaniacs. It was such a clever, awesome show. I don't think we're going to see it. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like they already have so much more on the pipeline of more current things that we probably won't. But if it was out, would I watch it? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You know what? I would too. I actually am trying to figure out why they haven't done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. It was huge when it was out. Kids loved it. I think if they did a feature film, it would probably do really, really well. Come on, it seems like a lot of the animated features that are coming out right now cater to a little older audience, you know, and there really hasn't been something that's been successful that's catered to the younger audience, where their parents can take their young kids. So I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I just don't, like you said, I just think, is there enough time right now to do it?
And look at all the fairy tales, you know, that they're making all this dark adult, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not about the kids anymore.
No.
Sorry, guys.
No, they're going after the teens.
Christopher Dolly writes, "Hey you guys, I love the show. Watch it every day. My question is, a lot of really good movies fall under the radar. Do you have one in particular that you loved recently that maybe didn't receive as much promotion or visibility to the public?"
Great question, because a lot of really good movies do fall under the radar, like you're saying.
Yeah.
One that comes to mind that recently came out for me was Stoker. I loved Stoker. It was
cool.
from Park Chan-wook, who is a very great director from who did Old Boy and Lady of Vengeance and all these amazing films. And this was one of his first English-speaking films. And it starred Mia Wachowski and Nicole Kidman and Matthew Good. And it was dark and twisted and beautifully shot and really complex and deep. And I loved the movie. And it kind of came and went. It wasn't publicized a lot. Little indie flick, but it was really phenomenal, and I highly suggest you see it. One of my favorite films this year. What about you, Trey?
I'm gonna pick one that's a little bit outside the box, and it's getting ready to come out. I don't think it has come out. It's called Some Girls, and it actually stars Adam Brody, and it's a script that was a play. It was written by Neil LaBute. Now, obviously, Neil's a great writer. This is it also stars Emily Watson, Jennifer Morrison, Zoe Kazan, and Kristen Bell. And it's about this guy that's getting ready to get married, but before he gets married, he goes back and he reunites with ex-girlfriends that he's kind of really screwed over. And each girl, there's 5 girls, it's a vignette, takes place in a hotel room, and it's a very uncomfortable dialogue between the two. Dialogue heavy, not action, but just, it kind of makes the hair on the back of your neck kind of stand up on end, And there's a big surprise at the end too, which is typical of Neil LaBute's, stuff. Especially, was it Company Men, where
That was a great movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Big twist at the end. So it's very confined, but if you're into just like some amazing dialogue and great acting, this one you'll just be like on the edge of your seat as to where it's going to go and what's going to happen next.
Sweet, than's for that. I'm going to check it out.
Some
too.
Girls.
Yeah, that one sounds good.
Stoker. Woo.
Simon Blakemore writes, "Hi guys, love the show. Best movie show on YouTube. I was wondering why female superheroes live action movies don't do as well at the box office as male superheroes live action movies."
Great question. Yeah. Great question. I just personally don't think they've done a really good one yet. I mean, look at Elektra. Elektra is a really great character, and that movie was awful. And even the hotness of Jennifer Gardner couldn't save that film. So I just really don't feel like they do a good job. While she's not as, Black Widow, for example, in the Avengers, I thought Scarlett did a great job, and she was a strong, awesome character, and that's the way she's supposed to be. Are you telling me that a Scarlett Johansson Black Widow movie wouldn't do well? I'm pretty sure it would. And we've talked about Wonder Woman a lot on this show, obviously, because Joss was, talking about it way back when. And I think with the right director, like a Kenneth Branagh or a Joss or a Jay, any of these amazing directors who know how to do Matthew Vaughn, I think with the right director, the right actors, and the right script, that we really could see success. But to date, they haven't had the formula right.
That's it. You hit it right on the head. It's the formula. They didn't discover the formula even for the guys until Iron Man came out. Then all of a sudden they went, wait a minute, action.
We do have something big here.
And then they kind of started figuring it out. They just haven't found that formula yet with the female cast. I think you're right on with Scarlett Johansson. I think you could probably find something there. I really wish that they would do something with Wonder Woman. I think that's a great place to start. It's a great place to start. It's a great character. There's so much you can do with it. There's so much history there. Somebody's got to figure it out. Come on, Joss.
And I know Mr. Campea feels differently. He doesn't think that would do well, but I think we should show him what's up, and I think it would be successful.
Hot Wonder Woman?
Come on!
Are you kidding me? Get the
She's so badass.
Shut
Let's
the
do
front
this.
door.
Alex Ramirez writes, "Hi guys, huge fan of your show. Keep up the good work. Now my question is, do you ever believe they will make a sequel to the movie I Am Number 4? That was directed by DJ Caruso and produced by Michael Bay. I really enjoyed the first one and liked the action scenes, so I'm still hoping they decide to make forward with a second movie."
That was a big surprise to me. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was a very interesting take. I love Timothy Olyphant. I mean, Justified any day of the week. I love him. I don't know. I feel like there's just, again, a lot on the pipeline. It was a mild success. It didn't like blow up, but it wasn't a failure by any means. I'd really like to see a sequel. I Am Number 3.
Or I Am Number 6, which I think is the next novel. I was doing my research on this. You know what? You're right. It only made $150 million worldwide. That's probably in our industry would be a failure.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Not too bad, but it was a pretty big budget to make too, right?
Yeah. I mean, it cost a pretty penny, and then they also did a lot of promotion on it. So and they tied in like I think McDonald's or Burger King or one of the other big sponsors like that.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. So I liked the original. I think they missed it a little bit. I would have, given it a 3 out of 5, on the stars. But I think that there's enough room maybe for another one. I think they got to edge it up a little bit more. They got to make it darker.
Yeah, I did like it though. It was a good surprise. So. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I would love to thank our guest, Trey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Applause.
Our lovely host, Ashley.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
And you guys, we want to hear from you. Tell us what you thought about the show. Do you agree with us? Do you not? We want to hear about it. Don't forget to subscribe while we have you to our YouTube channel. Also, follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and get in those chat boards. We're going to be in there talking, looking at all the comments. We really want to hear from you. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I'm seeing Evil Dead tonight, and I'm so excited. I'll report back.
Super bloody.
Cool. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great weekend. John and I will see you Monday.